Segment tonight, you may remember that infamous 2009 case involving singer Chris Brown, who beat his then-girlfriend, the singer Rihanna. He eventually pleaded guilty to a felony and was sentenced to 5 years probation. Well, Rihanna made news again this week when she told Oprah Winfrey this.
We've been working on our friendship again, and now we're very, very close friends. We built a trust again, and that's it. Like, we love each other, and we probably always will. And that's not anything that we're going to try to change. It's not something you can shut off.
Now, many see this as a PR disaster for Rihanna and a terrible message for America's teenagers. Joining us now from New York is Dr. Jeff Gardere. He's a clinical psychologist. Dr. Gardere,
yes.
Look, the pictures after Rihanna had been beaten were startling. And anyone who's dealt with women who've been abused, there's a battered wife or battered girlfriend syndrome that we've all heard a lot about. Is this what we're seeing from her here, or is this real redemption? I mean, redemption is possible for Chris Brown, and maybe that's what she's seeing.
I think it's a combination of both. Inside sources say that Rihanna has actually gone to counseling. We know Chris Brown has had anger management and some other treatment. And what we're not really hearing, I think a lot of people have missed the message. She's saying they are friends. They are working on a friendship. They'll always love one another, but they are not in a romantic or intimate relationship, and I think that's very positive. And I also think there is the residual effect of being a victim of domestic violence, where sometimes you blame yourself. That's what the perpetrator has you do. They make you think that you're pushing all the wrong buttons, and that's why you've gotten beaten. So I think we need to look at the deeper message here. She says this is the love of her life. Well, she's had a very short life, and so that's why he is the love of her life right now. Let's talk to her in another 5 or 10 years when she's much more mature and has met other people who may be the right fit for her.
Well, what I was stunned by was that last year on the Today Show, was it last summer, a year ago, I think Chris Brown, one of the biggest recording stars in the world, he had, I think, 30 or 40,000 people lined up to see him. And I made a big deal of it because I was like, wait a second, didn't this guy beat his girlfriend? And there are all these women out there lining up to see Chris Brown. I then got in a Twitter war with, his nickname's Breezy.
Yeah.
So Breezy's posse, they all came after me. A lot of nasty things said. He and I kind of made up a little bit over Twitter, but there was some pretty nasty things said by his posse. He wasn't calling them off. But, there's redemption. There's a possibility of redemption. I don't see it necessarily in the lyrics.
Right.
But maybe she's forgiven him and people can change. I mean, I'm trying to be fair here.
Yeah, and I'm glad you are, because they are working on this, and I think that's the message that needs to go out there. She didn't sign on to be the spokeswoman for every woman. She's still very young, still very immature, so she says things that may be explosive that young girls should not be hearing, but you know what? She's working through the issues. He needs to work through the issues, and the important thing is they realize they can be friends, but they really can't be lovers, because that may be just too explosive and may go back to domestic violence again.
Yeah,
so
I think
God
of the
bless
song.
her.
Yeah, I think of the song "Love Hurts," right? Where you want the message to young women to be, don't stay with an abuser. Maybe we added that to the interview.
Yeah,
that would be
right.
that would be more
Sure.
helpful. Doctor, thanks so much. And on deck, Father.